Michael Richardson, who actually got to hear more about some of the game plans Smith County has for severe weather.
Good to see you, Hannah.
Hey, bud.
And I was able to speak with Assistant Fire Chief for the City of Tyler, Michael Frost, about this plan for severe weather. Now, the severe weather plan, I actually have a copy of it on me. This is accessible online, but what it goes into, and you'll hear more about it in the interview, is it goes into various preparedness, people you can contact, various emergency contacts, what to do in the event of a tornado, where to take shelter, who you can contact in that event. There's a lot of information in here, and the city updates it, quite a bit. So you're about to hear from Michael Frost about the severe weather plan, as well as what folks can do to stay safe in the event of severe weather in the coming months. The spring can bring some elevated risk of severe weather. Talk to me about what folks need to know to stay safe.
This time of year to be safe, know that we have severe weather. Starts beginning of about mid-March and extends through mid-June. As you can tell, we've already had some severe weather that's already occurred at March 1st. So here in East Texas, or Texas in general, severe weather starts ahead of the NWS actual timeline.
When you talk about, let me ask you this first. What is the call you guys need to respond to most often, you'd say, during the spring? The Tyler Fire Department does that often to do with severe weather as well?
Severe weather here in the city, the most common call is probably power lines down, tree limbs being down. When we have more severe weather, it's usually trees that are down on top of houses, damage to homes, people sometimes entrapped in homes.
And what can people do to make it so they may not be in that situation, like being entrapped in a home, just to be as safe as possible?
Yes. So what people need to be aware of is to have a communications plan. When I say that, that's monitoring the National Weather Service, sign up for RAVE, listen to your local broadcast, be aware of what's going on in your community and with the weather, things that may affect you. Also, when you get those alerts, be prepared. If you're in your home, you want to go to a basement or a central part of the house, like a bathroom that doesn't have any windows, a solid structure.
And I want to go off of that because, of course, there's a lot of talk about wanting to go into a small windowless interior room. What if your home or the place you live doesn't have something like that? Where should you go?
Yes. So if you have a home or if you're in a building that's a sturdy shelter, yes, go to a central location away from windows. If you find yourself in a manufactured home, you need to evacuate that home and go to a sturdy building or a place that you can get down that's low. If you're in your automobile and you get caught out in one of these storms, maybe a tornado or your vehicle struck by debris, you want to leave the vehicle and get to like a low-lying area. Now, one thing on like the interstate and other places, you see a lot of people that will get up underneath the overpasses. That is not a safe area to be in. That's actually one of the most dangerous places for you to be.
Wow.
There's the wind that gets directed up underneath the overpass. People want to get up. They're trying to protect themselves from the rain and weather. So they get up underneath there. That wind's concentrated underneath the overpass, and it can actually suck you out from underneath the overpass.
So even driving on the interstate, you got to be really careful with what you're doing.
Yes. If you can't escape the weather that's coming, it's like anything else. You're almost preparing for a crash. You want to put your seatbelt on. Do the best you can in trying to find a safe location. But the best thing is, and the advice that is given, is to leave the car. If if a tornado is in your path, actually going to hit, is to get to a low-lying area and lay as flat as possible.
And I know that we talk about the threat of severe weather during the springtime, but severe weather can happen at any time of year, right?
That is correct. Here in East Texas, over the last few years, you'll see we had tornadoes that were on the edge of Tyler, come through Smith County, but two of our most significant events were straight line winds, which were up to 100 miles an hour. And both 2 years in a row we've had that where it's caused significant damage. And we've actually had the Weather Service come in and analyze those tree patterns where they fell, because we thought they were maybe an F2 tornado because of 100-mile-an-hour winds, and only to come to find out there was just straight line winds that caused that damage.
And talk to me about what folks should have on hand, to prepare for some potential severe weather.
Well, definitely have a communication plan. And when I talk about that, that's listening to the National Weather Service, sign up for Rave alerts, and Smart 911. So you're getting that information. If you have special needs, you want to have lists of your medications, maybe give them to a neighbor or friends, maybe keep that in your wallet. So if EMS or somebody shows up, they can access that information.
In terms of food or drink, should people have anything in particular?
Yes, I'm always a proponent of having an emergency kit in your home, which means enough water for each member of the family for 72 hours. Now that doesn't mean bathing, that's drinking water, things of that nature. Also food, have flashlight with batteries. So if we do get hit with a tornado or severe wind that damages a structure, you do not want to turn lights on and off. You'd rather just use a flashlight, because if there's a gas leak or something, we don't want to take a chance of having that ignite and creating an explosion.
So an emergency kit should have food, water, a flashlight, anything else, or any particular type of food?
Yes, probably like high-calorie food that'll last you a little bit, something that will preserve well. And we talk about an emergency kit for severe weather, but also we had on our last interview when we talked about winter weather, that kit should also have extra clothing, blankets. Now it may not be cold, but you gotta look, just beginning this week it was 32 degrees, and at the end of the week it's gonna be 90. And again, our weather fluctuates so much here, so your emergency kit should be able to cover a broad array of situations.
Anything else in that severe weather plan you feel folks really should know? Access it as well.
Definitely on this one, if you have special needs, we always promote STEER, the State of Texas Emergency Assistance Registry, and also keep on hand or let a neighbor know if you're on medications. If you've got some kind of health issues where you need oxygen, bedridden, you can sign up for STEER. You can, it's 211, or you can go online, and all that information is in our severe weather plan, which is located on our website, the city's website, and Smith County's website as well.
Is there anything I didn't ask you would like to add?
Yes, we want to do one thing. So we want to make sure our citizens are aware when you're looking for these alerts what the difference is between a watch, a warning, and what to do if the sirens go off outside. A watch is kind of like just the situation is there where a storm may develop. So you want to kind of watch out and make sure that you're just being alert, monitoring the weather for any kind of system that may develop. If you get a warning comes across, you want to take immediate shelter, follow your plan, get to that center room. If you find yourself outside and a warning hits or the sirens go off, the warning sirens here in Tyler go off, you want to seek cover in a sturdy building. If that's not available, again, get to a low-lying area and make yourself as flat as possible.
I do not recommend